Okay, so I'm coming to you with yet another grandma story. My grandma, the great Seal Levy. Now, this isn't really supposed to be a funny story. Guess they don't all have to be. This is more to talk about how much of a gangster, how much of an OG my grandma really was, and how, she never put up with any shit from anybody. And how she, really loved me as her grandson. So, me and Rachel are down in Florida, and we're in Miami, and then we decide to go take a drive to Key West because she had never seen the Florida Keys before. It's fucking beautiful, but it's also a major pain in the ass to drive down there because it's one road in and out, Route One, US One, and there's a lot of traffic. It can take 3 hours or more to get down there at least. And combine the traffic with the fact that me and her kind of got in a fight, an argument. Now I'm pissed off. I don't feel good anymore. And we just said, fuck it. We're not going to go to Key West. In fact, we only made it to Key Largo before we made a U turn and went back to Miami. But somehow, while me and her are gone, some asshole decides to call up my grandma on the phone. And he was like some Florida state trooper who was moonlighting as a phone salesman or a telemarketer or some shit. And he figured he would like call himself a state trooper on the phone, like he would use his position to make sales. He figured that would help his cause. My grandma picks up the phone. He's like, "This is Trooper Officer so and so with the Florida State Troopers. Would you be interested in buying this, or this?" And then my grandma realizes that, me and Rachel are out driving to Key West. She doesn't know we're coming back. And she just hears that. She thinks of that. And she hears like state trooper. And she's just like, oh my God. Like she thought that the guy's calling to tell her we got in an accident or something, right? And she unloads on this guy.
He goes, my grandson and his friend are out on the road going to Key West, and you have the nerve to call me and use your position as a police officer to sell me something? How dare you? How dare you?
And this guy just immediately just takes it back and feels really bad. I mean, most of us have respect for the elderly. And he's like, ma'am, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't know about your grandson, obviously, that he was out driving. I'm really, really sorry.
And she's like, you should be ashamed of yourself. You shouldn't do this.
And he's like, I know, it's not a good idea. I shouldn't use my position in law enforcement for this. And she's like, damn right. And, hangs up the phone. And, the funny thing was that she thought that this trooper was like notifying her that we got hurt or worse. But in reality, if that really happened, what would have happened was the cops would have, let's say we were both incapacitated, right? And we couldn't even tell them our names or anything. They would have gone through our pockets. They would have found our IDs. They would have seen 30 Tree Hollow Court, Dix Hills, New York on my driver's license. They would have had no clue I was staying with my grandma. They wouldn't have known where I was staying. Nothing indicated that. That was on my person. So they would have called Suffolk County Police. Suffolk County Police would have gone to Tree Hollow Court as a courtesy check. They would have notified my mom. My mom would have then notified my dad. My dad would have then called my Uncle Mike down in Miami. Then Uncle Mike would have gone to my grandma and told her. So, in reality, my grandma would have been about the last person to find out about this, not the first. But, she obviously didn't know. And she was very concerned about me because she loved me. And, yeah, man, my grandma was a fucking OG, son. OG. And since she was born in 1916, she was what you call a very original gangster. The original gangster. Yeah.